Moving on, we also look at the operation that involving the absolute value sign, and absolute value sign is just like a parenthesis. Let's look at the inside operation of the absolute value sign, in which -5 plus 4, that should give you -1. Then you are required to remove the absolute value sign. So what is the absolute value of -1? Remember that negative number turns to a positive. So your final answer should be 1. Then let's look at this operation in which there is an operation outside the absolute value sign. But remember, absolute value sign is like a parenthesis. You are required to simplify the expression inside the absolute value sign first. So let's just do whatever is inside the absolute value, in which 3 minus 4, that should give you -1. And remember, you have not yet removed the absolute value sign. We are just to put the simplified expression. And now you are required to remove the absolute value sign. So what is the absolute value of -1? And that should give you 1. The negative number turns to its positive. And we are to copy the 2 times. So 2 times 1 will ultimately get you 2. Moving on to this question, let's look at the absolute value sign. And there are 2 operations inside the absolute value sign, subtraction and multiplication. And we are to use the Bedmouth rule. So Bedmouth rule, you are to do the multiplication first. That is the third priority. Therefore, 4 times 6 will give you 24. Remember, you have not done the minus, so 3 minus 24. And let's copy the absolute value sign. We have not simplified the absolute value sign, so as the plus 2 outside the absolute value sign. Now let's simplify 3 minus 24. That should give you minus 21. Absolute value sign plus 2. Then we are to remove the absolute value sign. So what is the absolute value of minus 21? Minus turns to its positive number. Therefore, 21 plus 2 will ultimately get you 23 as your final answer. Moving on to the last question, in which you have 2 absolute value sign, the first one and the second, and we are to simplify each independently and solve for the answer. Therefore, let's look at -3 minus 5. That should give you -8. Remember the absolute value. And -2 times 3, that's in another absolute value. That should give you -6. Remember, plus and times 8. The next step, we are to remove the absolute value. Let's start from -8. -8 turns to 8, while -6 turns to 6. Plus and times 8. Again, we have addition and multiplication. Use Bedmouth rule. We are to first perform the 6 times 8, the multiplication, that gives you 48. Bring the 8 and plus down and perform the addition, and ultimately should get you 56. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe.